Hello, my name is Michael Timmons. I am the author of the Leg and War Saga and the Shards of the Coven series. I am also the organizer for the Writer's Block Author Fair here in Toledo, Ohio. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about book signings and where to have them. Now, the obvious answer to that is, of course, bookstores. Now, bookstores are great for book signings, especially if you have a publisher that's willing to promote them and work with the store itself to have the store promote them as well. However, for the most part, you are looking at a use of the traffic that the bookstore is naturally going to have to fuel your book sales. I've heard from many authors, both self-published and big authors, who say that their book signings at bookstores can go in a variety of different ways. They can be pretty good, or they can be almost nobody. So unless you have a really big name behind you, and you're a huge author with a huge following, chances are book signing at Barnes & Noble or Books A Million are not going to be as good for you in the long run as perhaps somewhere else. Book fairs are also a huge and obvious answer. The only problem with book fairs is that you are in competition with a wide variety of other authors and other genres. So unless your presence at these fairs are magnetic enough to draw people to you, if you have good promotions, good signage, you have a good personality to draw people in and get people interested in your book, you may suffer because of that. Now, there are some genre-specific options, and I'm going to go over them with you right now by genre. We'll start off with romance. Romance is a great genre to find a variety of places to make use of for book signings. You can do book signings at hotels. Now, for those, you need to have a good ground game. By what I mean by that is that you have a good network of readers and also people that follow you on social media, people that will be interested in any book signings that you might do, who maybe even have your book already and just want to come and get it signed, or who are looking to buy your new book, or a variety of things. But it really works well if you have a good ground game. You can also share that with other authors. That way you get their readers and their people that are interested in their books to come as well, and you all kind of benefit from having that huge network of readers to come to your event. Another good place to have book signings for romance novels are wineries. Now, this is probably not something that most people think about when they think about book signings, but wineries are a great place, especially for romance, because you're going to have couples there, you're going to have a lot of women there that are going to be interested in buying your romance novels. Now, you're still going to need a good ground game, good social media, good advertisement for that. Hopefully the winery will be working with you to also promote the event. They'll put up signage weeks in advance to let people know that you're going to be there. Also, one thing to think about with that as well is you want to make sure it's the right season so you get the most traffic, because obviously not every season is great for wineries and for people to go there. You can also work with a restaurant to have a book signing at a restaurant. Obviously you want to prefer a busy restaurant, probably somewhere an upper class range of restaurant, a good quality restaurant, and a lot of these restaurants may be willing to work out some sort of deal that offers a gift card for for their meal, or a free dessert if they purchase a book through you. So you get a lot of potential there to work with the business to help get people to buy your books. And I've seen a lot of authors do this, and restaurants can work really well, especially for the romance genre. Another genre, children's and mid-grade books. This is a fairly easy one as well to find places to do. There's obvious ones, schools, libraries. Those are really good places to do book signings for children's and mid-grade books. Also some places that maybe you didn't think of before, such as zoos, like the science stations or the imagination station, or those type of places that deal with just, like for kids to go for science experiments and that type of thing. Pretty much anywhere that can ensure a decent flow of children and, of course, their parents who are going to buy the books. Mystery, suspense, true crime. This is one of the harder ones to find a good place for book signings. That being said, like romance, you can use wineries and restaurants. Those are two very good places for those genres. You might be able to find a murder mystery train or a dinner event that you can also collaborate with. You could also work with similar authors to maybe host your own murder mystery event and do book signings while you're there. YA is not a great genre to do. It has a wide range of people that purchase those books, but the teen area is difficult because they start to do things on their own, not with their parents who can actually purchase the books. So places to go a lot of times will have the audience that you're looking for will be there by themselves and will not have someone available to actually buy the books. And then, they're not huge on the whole signing the books type as a novelty. But you can also do schools. That's a little bit harder to do because schools are more willing to do children's books and mid-grade books than they are to do YA books. You can do events, festivals, and fairs. Some places have, fairs that they put on like for a week. We have some churches in our areas that always do a festival in the area for a weekend or a week or whatever. You can always take advantage of those because those usually have a good traffic of teenagers who are wandering around, and they may see your book, and chances are their parents will be somewhere at the festival, either with them or can be brought over if the person is interested in your book to purchase the book. Sci-fi and fantasy is a great genre to find events to participate in. A lot of them have really great built-in traffic. So you have Comic-Cons, you can go to comic book stores, gaming events, pop culture cons, toy conventions. There's a lot out there that has a really big built-in audience that are already there and already willing to spend money on a bunch of different things. And if you can find one that you can sign up for and participate in, you will have a good chance of selling a decent amount of books. I always have a very good reception at Comic-Cons, and I've done a couple of bookstores. Like Free Comic Book Day is a good day to see if you can get into a comic book store and do a book signing, because they have a huge influx of people that aren't normally there, that are there, and you can make use of that to sell your books. Horror. This is another difficult genre. It's very neat to find a niche for book signings. It's not impossible. You have to kind of think outside the box. Perhaps you can find a place, or even the theater itself, but maybe a place that's right next to a theater on an opening night for a release of a horror movie, and do a book signing just there. You might be able to get a Halloween store and do an event there in October. Like I said, it's not easy to find one, but if you put your mind to it, you can always find something that will that might work with your genre. Um, Contemporary fiction, nonfiction, poetry, self-help biographies. I lump these all together because they have a certain fluidity to them that you might find success doing. Some of the other options that I mentioned before, like restaurants and hotels, wineries, um, you can make use of those, and they might do really well for you. College campuses is another option for those genres. Um, if you can, a lot of college campuses have their own bookstores or libraries. You might be able to do it there, um, or in their commons, a place where all the students go to hang out between classes. Their mall, if you don't mind doing a book signing in the outdoors, if the weather's nice. Um, the thing about a lot of those books, like nonfiction, if you can find events that have something to do with your this what you're trying to talk about in your book. Let's say you're doing books on, say, war or the military. You can take part in Memorial Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day events. Maybe you have a book about cancer survival, or dealing with a cancer death in your family, or something like that. You can take part in a cancer survival event in your area. The important thing is try to find something that has to do with your genre, with your what your book is about, and try to link that with something that's going on in your city or in your area that makes sense, that clicks with it. I said sometimes it's hard to do, and then for those type of things, you just kind of have to try out different places. You can always do it at the mall. In particular, like the writer blocks fair that we do, that I organize. I do it at the local mall, and we usually have like 30 authors there. Um, they take part of it, but I have known authors that have an in with one of the stores, and they can set up a table outside one of those stores and do a book signing, and then you have a great flow of traffic at a mall, and then it's up to you to sell those books. But you should always be on the lookout for places and opportunities to do book signings. Those are really good to get out there, meet your audience face to face, interact with them. Interacting with audiences is a great way to sell your books and future books. If they know you as a person, if they know you as a face and an identity, they're more inclined to actually buy your books than if they're just scrolling through Amazon and they happen to see a cover of your books. It's a much better way to build readers and future readers. So look for fairs, festivals, any type of events. One of my best event that I take part in every year, that I sell the most books is the Apple Butter Festival that is held every year in our area. I mean, who knew? It's got nothing to do with books, but it has a great traffic. There's thousands and thousands of people that attend this Apple Butter Festival every year, and I sell a bunch. And then every year I go back, I have people there who look for me, look for my new book, who or have told people to look for me, and it continues and continues, and I keep building a presence there, and people know me, and they look for me, and it just fuels future book sales. So you never know. The important thing is to try things that may work, and even if you sell only a couple of books, those books might work into future book sales. And unless it's a huge cost for you up front, almost all of them are worth going to. So, as all, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments about this video, or any suggestions about future videos, possible suggestions about what you want to hear about, what you want me to talk about, just leave them in the comments below. Any questions that you might have about book fairs and book signings, I would love to answer them. And as I said, please like and subscribe. I plan to do more videos like this to help you out along the way on the things that I've learned as I have started this adventure about 5 years ago. So if you're just starting off, these are great information for you to have, or if you've never done book signings or book festivals or fairs, and you're thinking about it, these will also be very helpful for you as well. So have a good day.